Little red tractor, little red tractor. Vroom, 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 vroom. Little red tractor. Right, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about the one that used to be on our farm, and then maybe I'll talk about maybe what my plan is for next year and with a tractor like this maybe. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a kind of history lesson of the tractors on this farm, really, from my knowledge. Okay, so, and we're going to talk about the Massey in a minute. So when I grew up as a kid, let me see, there were 3 tractors on this farm that I can remember. Okay, sorry about the phone noise. We had a grey Fergie, a Massey Ferguson 135, which apparently my dad bought from next door. So the grey Fergie he bought brand new in 1956. The Massey Ferguson 135 he bought from the neighbouring farm in a sale in 1973. So I would have been 5 then. So that's, like I said, these are the memories of the tractors on the farm. And the 3rd tractor we had was the Massey Ferguson 35. Okay, now I can't be sure how old that tractor. Well, I think it's 1959. I don't know how long ago it came to the farm. It certainly wasn't the first tractor on the farm, because I think there was a Fordson or something. Might have had spade lugs or something that my dad remembered. I think I vaguely remember. So the grey Fergie came 56, and then the Massey 35 came afterwards, and the 135 after that. So 3 tractors here, but there was other tractors I'm not really aware of. Anyway, so let's go back to the Massey 35. So that was the sort of tractor that I grew up with, really. I've got this really early picture here. Let me just show you. This is the one of the earliest pictures we got of it. Now this is quite a cute photo. And whether you can see that, that's me, my brother and sister on the back of the tractor there, look. I could recognise down there's the hydraulic pipes for the loader there that was on it. This is my brother and sister sucking their thumbs, wearing brake harnesses. I think this must have been about 1972, looking at the age of them. I would have been about 4. So there we go, I got that in a frame, look. Nice picture there. So that's what it looked like, okay. So there it is. I haven't got a really good shot of this tractor, apart from this picture, right? I'm gonna just show you this picture. So this is a colour picture we've got of it in 1970. This was my dad when there was, never mind about global warming, there were floods in the summertime back in the 70s. This is 1970, and the hay, there was torrential rain in the summer. The hay got flooded into the ditch, and it my dad had to get it back out, and he's got some sort of buck rake on the back of the 35. You can see it. If you look at the picture, you can see the butt rake on the back, which I don't remember being here when I grew up. I don't know what he did with that. But also, you can see the frame for the loader there. So have a look at this picture here. This is 1970, summer, June, I think. So I like that picture. It's a colour picture, which is quite early for colour. My dad was still taking black and white pictures then. So that was 1970. Now this picture here, this is another shot of the tractor. This is a black and white one, and I'm not sure when this was taken. I reckon this is 1960s. Box brownie my dad had. Okay, so this picture's of the tractor in the farmyard. Now there's a couple of interesting things to look at on it. So this is before we used the shed behind the tractor as a milking parlour. I think it was just a storage shed. So there's another interesting thing. But also, if you look at this picture, it's got a cab on it. So that was an early cab that came on the 35. Now, I don't think they were particularly successful. I saw them at Malvern Show. Here's the dog, look, he's come to say hello. They weren't very good for visibility and probably rattled like hell. And I remember that cab being I never remember it being on the tractor. I remember the cab, maybe he took it off when he had the loader on it. Maybe the loader came after the cab. The cab was on top of the septic tank, which is over there, just parked up, like dumped on there, and I don't know what happened to it. I think it was there until the probably 1980s, and I reckon he scrapped it about then. So that cab went, okay. So there's some early pictures. Now the thing is, we had that tractor on this farm from certainly in the 1960s right up until 1994. Now that tractor in 1994 became a bit of a kind of in the way, if you like. We had we had a 265 then by then with a loader on it. We had the McCormick tractor. This is 1994. We bought the McCormick CX95 with the quickie loader on it. And then I remember what happened. It just seemed like this tractor just seemed from another era. It was a little bit before everything got really collectible. So you know, we're going back 30 years. It's a different world now. People wouldn't dream of getting rid of stuff like that. But then it was just an old tractor, a bit of a pain in the way. The loader was really difficult to use. I do remember though, I got pretty good on the loader. So it was on the hydraulic, on the right, not hydraulics, on the levers on the right. I'm losing my words here. On the levers. God, what's the word for it? You know what I mean. The levers on the right hand side for it, up and down on the link arms. It was on there, and you flipped the switch over, and then it would operate the loader, and you could lift it up. But there was a very fine balance to get it to just stay level. And this is where we're at in this era, right? So in 1985, when I did YTS. Or 1984, at Hartbury College, the students learnt on things like old Leylands and 35s. And I can remember, I think it was Mr. Fitzpatrick took me out with all the other YTS students to have a go at using a 35 loader tractor, moving sand from one place to the other. And I didn't let on I had one at home. So when I went, I was able to load it and then hold the loader at the right level, go and tip it. And when I got off, he goes, "You've done that before, haven't you?" And it was because I'd learnt at the farm to get that level just right. It was very easy for it to, if you left it in the wrong place, it would creep up or creep down. Anyway, so it was our loader tractor, second loader tractor until 1994. And then I know what happened. We thought, well, where are we going to park it? What are we going to use it for if we got two loader tractors ready? Do you know what? Let's sell it. And in 1994, we sold it to a guy called Ted Cuff, who was a bit of an old, I think he worked for Kellens actually. He used to sell masses, and then he retired, and I think he had a little trade selling tractors second hand, and we sold it in for 1,250 quid. I remember it. And we even had the original V5 logbook, which is the old green logbook that went with it. So it was only in about January, just before I had the hacking, I was starting to think about this tractor, and I saw these old pictures, and I thought, I wonder where it is. I wonder if it's still out there. Now, the difficulty I've got is that on all the pictures, if you notice, the number plate is partly obscured. And I've also got the issue, so someone has kind of found the number plate. Let me just have a look, if I can look at here. So someone, you can see on that black and white picture, it says 828. Now, someone else has found a Massey Ferguson by looking online, 828 AYD. Now, 828 AYD configures with a Massey Ferguson FE35, I think from about 1959. The only issue I've got is that this is the other picture I've got of the loader tractor being used. Now, this is early 1980s. This is a guy called Michael Skelton, who used to work for us, and he's driving it, and he's loading into the tractor, and I think he's loading into the 265 trailer with the trailer. Now, I think that must have been before we bought a loader to go on the 265, so that it would have, the 35 was our primary tractor there. But on the number plate, it's really hard to make out, but I don't think it quite says 828 AYD. I'm not really sure on that. Ooh, someone took the postman. Oh. So anyway, I'm going to be brief. Or I'll come back when I finish. You don't like the postman, do you, buddy? You don't like the postman, right, buddy? You calm down a minute, all right? And we'll see what the postman's got. There you go. That's what the postman bought me. It's a big pack of ear tags for the cattle. Some of them are replacement ones. The ones missing. Hello, dog. Are you sniffing that? And some of them are new ones. Right. Anyway, you go and sniff that. Don't, Jack Russell. Oi! Stop it. You going to leave that? Safe. Right. You going to be good? Are you going to be good, buddy? Are you going to be good? People are watching. People are watching. Your fan club. All right, mate. Right. So, I'm losing the track on this. Never try and make a video with a dog. Right. So, anyway, yeah, so if you could look on the back of that tractor there, on the loader, the last picture, the colour one from 1980, probably about 83, 84, hard to remember now. I think it's got a slightly different number plate on the back. It's hard to make it out. So I can't be 100% sure that this number plate, get off, leave it. Oh, this number plate is 100% correct. 828 AYD. Now, is that a H on there? 828H? I don't know. I'm assuming this person, I've forgotten their name, they spent quite a lot of time going through different number plate configurations till they found a Massey Ferguson 35 that seemed to match. To be honest, there can't be that many Massey Ferguson's 828s out there anyway. So it could well be right. So I've sort of coming along to this, anyway, back to the Massey. So anyway, we got rid of this tractor in 1994, before I had kids, before I was really sort of interested. It was just a tractor to get rid of, really. And now I kind of think, oh, I wish we'd kept it, because as I get older, I'm a little bit more mellow, perhaps. Maybe I really fancy getting a little vintage tractor myself. We've got a grey Fergie, no doubt about that. That's my dad's. There is a little bit of it's my dad's. I kind of want to get one for my own because it's his, and I'm not sure where I'm going with that. I'm a bit emotional about it, and I will get it back on the road a couple of years' time, but I think I want to be independent from that. I want to go red Fergie because it's then mine and there's no hang-ups on it. And also, we used to have a 35, and I love the tractor. Here's a little clip I took at Malvern, actually, of me looking around them. As we come round here, this is more like it. Look at this. Look at the lineup. There's a lot of masses here, aren't there? What a lineup. Take another picture, I think. Multi-power. Which one do you want then, chaps? We'd have to get. Mate. If I get a vintage tractor, you got to get one. And we can go out together. Come on. Think about it. Next year. Yeah. This is the one I want, but it won't be as good as this. It won't be as shiny as that, I'm sure.
I think I'm going to say that's the
964.
The most looking.
I like I just like the whole frontage, the grille, the badge on the front. Yeah, it's a little red tractor, isn't it? It's just my idea of kind of cuteness, really. It's funny when you get a certain point in your life, you think cuteness is tractor, isn't it? You know, there's something about the 35 I just like. So I thought so this is a little video really. I thought you guys were coming up to spring. There's going to be a few more tractor runs. There's going to be vintage shows coming up. Perhaps some of you could have a look and see if you could find, have a look. There's a little task for your lads if you've got kids or daughters, or even the adults. If you're down at a vintage show and something, you see a Massey Ferguson, have a look and see if you can find 828 AYD, because it is insured on the motor insurers database. So if it's insured, someone's obviously using it on the road, and they're using it probably for vintage stuff, aren't they? They're not probably using it on a farm. So if perhaps someone can see if they can find this tractor for me. I don't necessarily mean I'm interested in buying it back. What it means is I'm interested to know where it is and what it's like. I would like to see it, really. And then going forward for that, I'm kind of thinking 2025 is the year of the 35 for me, whatever. So I will start looking around for a tractor. I don't really want to buy it this year, even though I'm kind of getting drawn to them. I need to wait. You don't see on camera what I do in the farmhouse a lot of the time. I'm decorating now in the bedroom. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of off-camera stuff. There's no need for you to know everything about my life, but I'm repairing lime plaster and all sorts of things like that, and that takes up my time, and I need to get that house. And Mrs. C isn't going to like it if I got a vintage tractor out there that keeps drawing me out. It might draw me out. So at the moment, Herbie Tuck gave me this tractor when we went to see his lovely International that he had the blessing for. He said, "Oh, you might like this," and I didn't really kind of pay much attention until now. I really like this. I love having this little model. It's certainly a model, not a toy. It's very delicate. This toolbox keeps coming off the top lid, but God bless Herbie for letting me have that. And that hopefully will see the Funky Farmer on one of those. I do remember we had a ploughing like that on the back. It's very accurate, this model. So I would like to get one of these, and then maybe I've got a plan. I've said it to this other guy. Land's End John O'Groats in a 35. Can it be done? Can the Funky Farmer do it? I think I can. I think I will. I will be challenging myself to do it with maybe another guy or two. Not yet. In my 60s. I'm 60 in 5 years' time. Maybe we'll aim for that. Anyway, you heard it here first. Crack on. Massey Ferguson. Little Red Tractor and the Funky Farmer. Crack on, everyone. See if you can find that Massey of ours. See if we can. If they got the V5 logbook, that would be good. The green one. It will have our name in it if it is ours. Hope you can find it. All right. Cheers. Crack on.